Hey, what's happening? It's your dude, the merciless Reese L. Black. Welcome back to the booth. Today, I'm about to talk about something that's probably going to get me in trouble with a lot of the ladies. But I was about to say, but I don't care, but I do. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a disclaimer out there. Ladies, especially my ladies, my subscribers, or just somebody passing by and viewing this. Lighten up. It's just content, okay? Today what I want to talk about is I want to throw a little dime to my fellas out there. I want to talk about what the ladies really want. Now, like I said, ladies, pretty much this is my opinion, also through experience, and also because y'all know I chop it up with a lot of ladies, and I chopped it up with a bunch of ladies all through life. Yes, I have. So I'm not just speaking off at the side of my neck. Nah, this is coming from what came out of a lot of y'all mouths, and I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it to the fellas. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's nothing wild. It's nothing wild at all. Subjective, but it's not wild at all. So let's go ahead and get into it. One of the things, fellas, that ladies do pretty much pay attention to, and I said it before, is your appearance. Look clean. Look like you wash your ass. Smell good. Be well groomed. You ain't got to come off the block looking like Genuine or nothing, but look clean. Look like you're going to work to give a presentation in front of everybody, including the higher ups, is what I'm saying. Look presentable to the point where people are motivated to listen to you and want more information from you and want to shake your hand or give you a hug afterwards. Your appearance does play a huge part. Like, let's take me for instance. I like to make sure that the head is clean. I like to make sure that the beard is nice and groomed and everything. Sometimes, yeah, I'll let myself go because doing all of this is very, very high maintenance. But I just want to make sure I look nice. I'm a face actually for my department, for my day gig. And I also want to make sure that I'm dressed very, very presentable. Just looking nice. You never know who you're going to meet. Teeth should be looking on point. I know some of us got some fangs. We got some crookedness. Even I got some fangs right here. I even got a gap, but it's white. My teeth are white. The gums are pink. The tongue gotta be pink too. Get that scraper on. Do that night and when you wake up. But your appearance does play a part. You want to basically be able to carry yourself to be wanted, not wanted sexually. No, I'm talking about wanted to come around again. Like, hey, sit with us. Hey, come chat with us. Hey, have lunch with us. Be mentally stimulating. Articulate yourself. I know it's somewhat vague. I get it. You'd be amazed on how many women can be drawn into your conversation about something that they have an interest for. Like, I understand that a lot of us, are very, very keen to pop culture, but you could actually spin a conversation about what's happening in pop culture to be something personal or relative. Like, for instance, even though this may not be considered pop culture, one of the things that actually went viral for a moment was, would fathers buy their sons a kitchen set? Now, I know that was like a big deal at the time, or whatever, but a lot of ladies out there are very, very interested in hearing your point of view on certain things like that. Yes, you could be transparent without being offensive, but a lot of ladies out there pretty much would love to hear what you got to say about something like that, but not exactly be all macho or insulting about it, like from your point of view, or as a father, or if you did have a son, would you buy this for the kid? And if you come off somewhat objective, objectivity usually always wins. I know a lot of people are very subjective because they have personal experiences. It could be very anecdotal, but to be objective, it pretty much shows that you do have an open mind. And some of the ladies love the fact that you are very, very open-minded because you pretty much probably show them an area that they probably haven't even thought of. It's like, oh, wow, I didn't think of it like that. Like, that's an interesting perspective. You can agree to disagree respectfully, but the fact that you may show something like, show somewhat objectivity with your point of view or regarding what the conversation may be, she can end up developing a likeness for you. Like, you know what? I wonder what he feels about this. She starts to pick your brain. Can she learn from you? A lot of women out there know, I mean, like I said, ladies, don't be offended by this, but you guys love learning from a guy. Some of you guys go to church to learn from your pastor. A lot of you guys come on YouTube to learn things from us, whether it's a DIY project or you just want to hear a man's perspective on something that, you know, you could not relate to, and you want to try to be open-minded to see if it is relatable. So a lot of you fellas out there, a lot of you guys pretty much just come into a woman's life and you pretty much don't have anything to offer off the dome. So you got to get your brain right. You'd be amazed on how many ladies will see you reading a book that looks interesting, and then they ask you about it, and once you tell them the synopsis of the book, they're just like, oh wow, that sounds pretty interesting and everything. I might have to jump in the net. And then what you can do is you can actually go further by explaining how it has helped you. What did you learn from it? I know you don't want to give away the book, that's why you let it on. Nah, this is a good book. You know, if I were you, I would support the author by buying it. Pretty good stuff. She may say okay, and then hey, if you don't mind, you know, how about we exchange numbers, and we could pretty much just have a little mini book club. We could talk about what you thought of the book after you're done reading it. Little game right there. Did I used to do that? Nah, I never used to do that. But I'm just saying, you can. So fellas, you know, educate yourselves so you can educate someone else. Be motivational. I think in today's climate, we have a lot of men that don't want to push a woman. They don't want to light a fire under ladies anymore. I know, yes, we have the climate of, you know, independence and all of that, so why should you? But you'd be amazed on how many women out there would love to get the encouragement from a man or their own man. Give them props. If they did something good, let them know. If they're working on something dope and you foresee success with it, let her know, like, yo, this is gonna pop. This is dope. Can I offer a couple ideas or my expertise in something? She may say yeah, but push. I'm not saying being a cheerleader, but encourage that woman to keep on going. Help her foresee the success that you see. She will pretty much appreciate that, and that's kind of a turn on. It pretty much lets her know that you're not all about yourself and you're not all about just her encouraging you. Ladies need encouraging too. And I know a lot of folks will come over to this channel and hear some shit like that and think I'm pandering. But hey, look at the men who are pretty much successful in dating or successful in their own relationships. They all encourage their women to be great. They encourage one another. But men, when we start encouraging other people, oh, it's a huge big deal, especially if it's our woman, because a lot of ladies will come into doing something and may not have high hopes about it. They just might just be like, but once you let them know, especially if you foresee a success in a project or a success in something of like a potential of what they're getting into, maybe like going back to school. Going back to school is freaking hard. Going back to get that degree is hard. It's exhausting. It's time consuming. But encouraging her and letting her know this is what's going to happen if you pursue that master's. This is what's going to happen when you pursue that doctorate. When you let her know what prize lies at the end of the road, she's going to be like, you know what? I'm fired up. Let me go ahead and do it. Let's make it happen. Thank you. Last but not least, be strong. Yes, physically strong is one. Being mentally strong is another. One of the things that I have learned that a lot of women will appreciate is that when you're in a slump and she sees it, and then she sees you get out of that slump, she loves that. A lot of us men, especially black men, we can get really, really depressed about something and we don't tell anybody about it. But when we can get out of that slump ourselves, yeah, we will probably tell that woman 3 or 4 years down the road that we were depressed at the time. We just didn't want to bother her. We didn't want to bother her with it. She might be like, why the hell didn't you want to tell me? It's like, I just don't want to. And if you've been on my channel, we actually had a platform where we talked about men's feelings. But if she can see that you pulled yourself up out of that dark hole, out of that dark place on your own, that's going to boggle her mind. Like, how many men can actually do that? Only a few of us can do that. We just pretty much just like, you know what? Let me handle this. Let me pick myself up. Let me adjust. Let me adapt to some things. Let me figure some things out. Let me do some homework, and voila, we're good. We're back on our feet. we're out of that slump. Be mentally strong. Don't whine about everything, especially if it's preventative. A lot of us whine about stuff that we can actually control. We just relied on somebody else to do something else and it misfired. And next thing you know, we're pissed and we're depressed about it, especially when it comes into the field of dating. But when we pretty much hold ourselves accountable and then we look for avenues to pretty much make adjustments to make things better, yes, we get up out of that depression. There is nothing more sexier to a woman than a man finding out how to get his own W. And when you do that, she can actually rely on you for other things. You can get into another slump, or she could get into another slump. Hey, I saw that you were down and out. How did you get out of that? How did you figure this out? And then you let her know, you provide the steps of what you did. Maybe it helps, maybe it won't, but you still provided a blueprint that she can be inspired by. So yes, fellas, take care of your brain. When a woman sees that you have a good head on your shoulders with a good brain inside, sky's the limit. But anywho, I just wanted to go ahead and throw that vid out there. Y'all can take it with a grain of salt. Please don't be acting up in my comments section. This was just my opinion. Lighten up. Anyways, y'all know how I do. I'm out this piece. Good evening, Mr. Black.